Fishing the Wild West TV with Wes David is brought to you by Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Adventure Destination International. Book your trip of a lifetime with Adventure Destination International in Thompson's Resort. Big Chief Meat Snacks. Big taste, big adventure. Along with Cam Clark Ford, the official vehicle of Fishing the Wild West TV.
Fishing the Wild West. She's getting a little western on the deck. In this week's episode, we're going to show you some highlights, some lowlights, some unseen footage, and some of our favorite footage in the year-end episode of Season 6. Grab a bag of Big Chief Meat Snacks and enjoy this week's episode, Fishing the Wild West TV. No, this is not a little fish that I thought it was. I can't tell you how many times I've had big pike take my lure, like this one here, and I thought it was a 2 or 3 pounder. They just pick it up, and like I said, they pick it up and they just swim away with it, and you know you have a fish, but until you put a little resistance on them, they don't care. They're just leaving. Again, the river right up here. We went up, drifted down, and we've caught pike all the way along. You can see this rock wall. It's about 6 feet deep on one side, 2 feet on this side. Same with this one here, and I just cast it into that pool. There's a nice calm pool over there, and she's laying in it. Yeah, she's a great pike. I want to get her landed, take care of her, show her to you, and then go back there. I wish you could have felt how she bit, because you would have thought it was a 2 or 3 pounder, which you catch all day long. It's a lot of times catching them, these big ones got to beat the small ones to it, but she just picked it up and left. In the winter months when I can't go open water fishing, these are the times I remember just the sound of that reel, the pressure on the line, the sight of her. That's a beautiful looking fish. Look at her out of the water. Those are the things I remember in the winter months. Again, that's a number 2 Len Thompson lure on there. I don't go anywhere without, number 2 is my favorite, but anywhere without a Len Thompson. Oh, come here, sweetheart. Oh, she helped me, thank you. Oh. Huh, that can't be good. That's a heavy fish. Oh no. Well, my fault having a heavy fish like that in the net, and I was resting the net over the edge and it broke. However, I saw her and she was less than a foot from the boat, so she counts. She was in the net. That's a great release. I didn't have to touch her. We saw her, hooks out, she's swimming free. Yeah, it's a walleye. Holy cow, you really wanted it. Nice walleye. Just fought an incredible pike, northern pike, right to the boat, and which I'm sure you're all still chuckling about. And this guy hit it harder than that pike hit it. Barbless hooks. He's got it right in the corner of his mouth. right, I mean, we're 40 yards, 50 yards from where I set the hook on that big pike. He's there. And that's probably why that pike was too heavy for my net. He's been feeding on those walleye.
This segment has been brought to you by Rock Guard, protect your investment, and Power Pole, total boat control. Closed captioning is brought to you by Buzz Bomb Tackle, iconic sonic fishing lures, made in North America for over 50 years.
Hold it really quick. If you feel a tap, you smoke it. Hit him, hit him. Yeah, there it is. Give it to him. Right on.
There's the first one. We got a lake sturgeon on here with Nick. He's put us on, this is his first spot. Well, first spot that we stopped at. And we've only been here about maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, just a little juvenile. He's kind of wrapped up here. We'll
bring him in. We'll just show him to the camera, Nick. No need to keep him out of the water any longer.
Yeah.
But that's a nice young one. And there's a lot bigger in here. Now he knows he's hooked.
Yeah.
Got him right to the boat. But he's young. Like, what do you think he would be? I know the age.
This one, 8-10 years old.
8-10 years old. Now there's a big difference. Don't get this mixed up with the white sturgeon on the Fraser River, which we've done with BC Sport Fishing Group. But we're here with Nick, Lunker's Fishing Adventure, for the lake sturgeon on the North Saskatchewan River.
Yeah. You're not quite ready.
No. It seems a lot deeper here than I thought we were too.
If he decides to come to the boat, lean way out.
Here he is.
Okay.
Yeah, he's strong. Keep him back.
Sneak in here quick.
Hold him up, show him to the camera, Nick, and then we'll release him.
Beautiful little.
Look at the colors on them. Sharp. You don't want to play with those. Nick unhooked him and we'll get him back in the water. Right off to fish another day. All right, Nick, well that's every 5 minutes per fish. I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's feels a little bad. I haven't seen him in the stained water. I'm just gonna let him play out. Or you let him play out there, like here with Nick. Even if you lose him, put it out in 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, you're gonna get another one. Biggest, most important thing is keeping the fish safe.
I think this one might be a little bigger.
This one is bigger. We've been catching lots of juveniles, 10 years, 10 to 12 years, but this one's staying down and he feels bigger. Or maybe you just let the tension off so I could feel like I was fishing. Keep him away from that ramp.
Definitely a little bigger.
I can't believe how dirty that water is.
Yeah, she's stained. Oh, no, it isn't. He's just got a lot of spunk.
He's got a lot of heart.
For the size of him, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another 10-year-old. Well, school's back in. Yeah, we'll unhook him. I'm gonna take a quick picture and we'll put him back in. That's a circle hook, eh?
Yeah.
Circle hook, night crawlers, and liquid mayhem.
Nice work.
So we took a quick picture of this little guy. You can see the sharp, those are called scoots.
Scoots.
Yeah, scoots. You don't want to rub your hands on that. Get him go. And he'll only go about 4 inches under the water and out of sight. He's gone, he's working around there, I would assume. I can't see him. That's excellent. I'll get back in the water and get some more.
This Gear Talk is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
so you can see their mouths. Like it's just like the white sturgeon. They feed off the bottom and they feed by scent. So what we're doing, as long as the night crawler, we're also adding some liquid mayhem. Yeah, let's get him back in the water. One release. So that liquid mayhem, along with the night crawler, all it's doing is you can see how fast the current's going, how dirty the water is. So it's just providing a scent trail, helping them get there quicker.
This segment has been brought to you by Hooked Magazine, hooked on fishing in the great outdoors, and Lucky Bug Lures. Get hooked on Lucky Bug Lures. Welcome back to Fishing the Wild West TV.
58 feet of water. We've come out here and we're jigging some lake trout to take home for this winter, as we just mentioned. And just dropped it down and caught one. There's big shelf rocks here, 50 feet of water, and look how close we are to shore. Now I know this may seem like a little bit of overkill for 5 to 10 pound lake trout, but you also have the opportunity to hook into some of them real big boys as well. And that's a nice lake trout for the smoker. Get him out, get him situated, and we'll show you what we're doing here. And this is what we're out here getting. Some lake trout for this winter. We get him in the tub. And what we're doing is the spinnos from Buzz Bomb. We're just dropping them down, jigging them up and off the rocks. This is my favorite lure for jigging lake trout. Salmon, a variety of species, basically all the trout species. And that was my first thing I reached for when we got here. We might bump into these rocks, but the good thing is how deep it is right on the edge. So I was just jigging it off the bottom and then swimming it to the surface fast. And that's when he took it. There's, so the wind is blowing this way, but the way my spinno's down there, it's flowing this way. So there's a current coming around here, and I don't know what's holding these lake trout here, but they are hungry. And there's a million spots like this on this lake that Miles and his family know, and they'll help you with all of it. They'll show you where to go, tell you where to go on the maps in the cabins. Just gonna give myself some bail, make sure we're safe here. And then get my prize. There's another great one for the smoker. It's nice now, the wind has settled down a bit, but the bite turned off for about 15 minutes. And then now, here we go, back on them. Hopefully, there's a school of them down there. And we can go right back for another one. They're a lot of fun. They hit so hard. You reel and reel, all of a sudden, bang, it's a sudden stop. They're such a strong fish. I did an article for Hooked Magazine one time, and they asked me to pick my six strongest or hardest fighting fish, all things being equal, you know, pound for pound. And lake trout was number 2 on my list. Like I say, that's probably 2.5 pounds. Strong, grading. I think this one's gonna make lake trout clam chowder. Back to back, two jigging sequences, 2 fish. All holding at about 68 feet of water. Whoa, whoa, he is not happy. Huh, he's not happy about it. Come on up, fella. You keep, even though I got the 50-pound sunline on here, you need that drag set. I mean, this line could bring that fish up, no problem. But at the same time, they fight and they open up the hole that you got your hook in, and that's when they spit it. They get any slack line and an open hole where the hook was, that's when they spit it. So you want that drag, you want that fish to fight your equipment, and you want it as well. That's part of the fun is the fight below and above the surface. That's another great fish to take home. Get him in the box, we'll go back for more.
This segment has been brought to you by AQ Outdoors, striving to be Canada's leading paddle sports resource, and Jackson Adventures. We are Jackson Kayak. This segment is brought to you by Big Sky Flies and Jigs, tackle you can trust, and Tourism Saskatchewan. Start planning your visit today.
We just stopped in here at Cabela's. We're picking up a few things before we head out on our next fishing adventure. We ran into Tim Brown, manager of Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's in the Calgary area. Now, Tim, aside from Bass Pro and Cabela's being your one-stop shopping for all your outdoor needs, they're very heavily conservation-minded and contribute in a lot of different conservation projects.
Yeah, absolutely. Through our guidance through our Johnny Morris, our founder of Bass Pro Shops, the Outdoor Fund is a not-for-profit charity organization that dedicates itself to conservation initiatives across North America, from the breeding grounds, waterfowl breeding grounds in the prairie pothole regions to the vulnerable Everglades in Florida. There's a lot of initiatives, thousands of initiatives that we deal locally and nationally through the Conservation Fund and the Outdoor Fund.
And when you come into Bass Pro and Cabela's, your customers can be a part of all those projects wherever they are in the country.
Yeah, just by, with the customer at the register, just by simply rounding up their purchase, they're directly involving themselves with the conservation and preserving our great outdoors.
The next time you stop at Bass Pro or Cabela's for all the stuff you need in your next outdoor adventure, be sure to round up for conservation. Holy man, are they ever strong? It's a real rodeo when that gets going. That's a big fish. Now I can just set this here, Rob. It's on the ground. Holy moly. They're such a prehistoric looking fish. The scales on them, they're slimy but not slimy. Yes, and strong. That's an experience. If you come here with G&S Marina, talk to Rob, and there's trophy walleye in Last Mountain Lake, trophy northern pike, but if the opportunity's there, take the opportunity to fish some of these carp.
He was coming towards us.
Now he's swimming right at me.
Yeah.
Yep. He just took off, now he's swimming right at me with the waves. There. And that's the thing, you just got to keep a tight line.
Pretty nice one.
He's a nice one?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Picture worthy?
Yep.
All right, he's in the net.
Whew. Oh yeah,
Holy moly.
that's a tank.
I just want to
Nice.
come over here a little, Rob. I'll put this protect your rod.
Holy cow, Rob. That's a beauty.
How big do you think that fish weight was?
It's over 20 pounds. Anytime they get this hump on the head, it's an over 20-pound fish. Yeah, so that's a big fish.
And this is what your clients get to, this is, let's go do something unique with Rob. Holy cow. We're going to get him back in the water, and we'll give Rob a turn on the reel. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Fish in the Wild West TV. If you like what you've seen, join us on social media or through the pages of Hook Magazine. Bert, what do you say we go fishing? We got the meat snacks, off we go.
Fish in the Wild West. When work is poison, the antidote to spend 10 hours on this fishing boat. No cell phone service and no lawn to mow. What matters most is that I'm all alone. Living a dream, fishing the stream. Fishing the stream, living a dream.
Follow us on social media or at fishingthewildwesttv.com.